Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talktor Who. Now with camera up on my speaker thing, so hopefully you like that. Today's episode is brought to you by mistletoe. Mistletoe, the only natural predator to werewolves. Predator. Fun fact. Today we're talking about Tooth and Claw, which is the second episode of season 2. No, because the Christmas one
special
doesn't count. This one was released on October 6th, 2006. It has an IMDb rating of 8 out of 10. A couple trivia things. Actually, let's go with... let's do this first.
Ranked better than the last one.
Better than the last one. Hold on, you have something on your...
Ooh.
Okay.
That was him removing a fuzzy from my microphone.
Intimate.
So there wasn't fuzz and... Alright, there's no connection. Tooth and Claw is this episode's name, because it deals with tooths and claws. That's in the summary. The Doctor and Rose have to protect Queen Victoria, but can anything stop the Empire of the Wolf?
Oh. Is that all it said?
It also says that it's written by Rusty.
Rusty D?
Rusty.
Written by Rusty D and Sydney Newman.
Russell!
Director Euros Lynn. Euros?
Euros.
Mm-hmm. Not like the
Spoilers
sandwich.
for not this show.
Not like the Euro sandwich.
Yeah.
Some trivia for you. Actually, this is laden with trivia. Most of the episode, I was writing trivia as I was going through. The Doctor, he named himself James McCrimmon. That was the name. First of all, James McCrimmon is the name of the companion of the second Doctor.
Oh.
Second, he said that he had studied at Edinburgh under Dr. Joseph Bell, who was a real person.
Yes.
Dr. Bell was a lecturer and expert in observational deduction and served as a mentor to Arthur Conan Doyle, who used Bell as inspiration for Sherlock Holmes.
Bell telephone. That was my only thought.
Not the same.
Alexander.
I know. As you were saying that, I became aware.
Yeah. No. Billy Piper's hair caught on fire during this episode.
No.
During the filming of this episode.
How?
I'm not entirely sure.
They had candles everywhere.
They did. That's probably in hairspray, keeping everything.
I thought someone was going to
Where
die
it
going
was.
up those stairs towards the end because there were like 12 candles on each
Yeah,
landing.
that's true.
I was like,
That is true.
Mystery solved.
Rusty D originally set the storyline. That's his name now. Rusty D.
It's Russell.
Russell T. Davies.
Russell T.
Don't do that to my man.
Salty.
We salty.
If you heard Jax's comments about him, he might be salty.
We salty. Rusty D originally set the storyline in the Buckingham Palace, where an alien insect got in the Queen Victoria's eye.
Ew.
That sounds...
But the production team didn't like that idea, and so it got scrapped.
I need something more traditional.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bear doesn't like that idea.
Bear does not like that. Bear is with us today. Bear is with us.
We
in
made
his full
this.
bear outfit.
Yes.
I was going to say that
Not the
storyline,
outfit. though,
though, it seemed familiar of something getting in someone's eye.
Mm.
Like an insect.
Mm-hmm.
Was that later on with Matt
Piece of
Smith?
sand.
Yes. Yes.
With the...
I'm 5.
And also Mr. Sweet.
Oh, gosh.
Ah, yes, Mr.
That was
Sweet.
more in
Soon.
someone's...
Wasn't this actress the same person as her?
Oh, wow, yeah.
As who?
As the lady
looked-
from Mr. Sweet?
Yeah, she looked...
Which one?
The Queen...
Queen
Oh,
Victoria.
No.
Okay, this
I think
actress
she
is
might
I'm
have
sorry.
been.
bag.
I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
she is.
Don't you
We'll
think
have to
they
see.
brought Rose back as that lady in Mr.
Yeah, duh.
She's not old enough.
No,
crackly enough.
we'll have to see.
I think it might have been...
We'll have to see. The warrior monks at the very beginning, who were they
With
were
the,
inspired by Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh.
That's
Jackie.
Yeah.
With their
feel
Nike
like-
sandals.
With their
and
Nike sandals.
neon orange
Seriously.
robes.
Yep.
Guys, they looked like Nike sandals. It's
It
like, wear
was
your
very
socks.
True. It was very
I
true.
feel like when this was
You're like my
produced,
dad.
it was okay.
Yep.
But now saying like, oh, I based my ninja costume off of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Like, that's
everyone's
not-
Like, man.
Yeah. Well, this was
Serious?
2006.
Yeah, Doctor
So-
Who did that 10 years ago.
So
Then it was
2006.
You 2000
Oh,
and
the
late.
horror.
The actual Queen Victoria was actually a hemophiliac in
Well,
real life.
She passed the gene on.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't
That
have
is a
it
true story.
herself, yes.
That is a true story. And the working episode, or the working title for this episode was Queen Victoria. those are all of the
Very
facts
original.
that I had. Right, yeah,
Creative,
yeah.
yes.
Tooth and
Good
claw.
old Rusty D.
Well,
Just-
right
just
now
like
on
the werewolf
Masterpiece,
storyline.
right now on Masterpiece Theater, there's a wonderful show called Victoria, starring Doctor Who alum Jenna Coleman
Oh.
as Victoria.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about The Crown, which is...
The Crown is another one.
That's Queen Elizabeth
That is
II.
Elizabeth.
That's true. That's
I
true.
mix up queens and circus
For
clowns.
shame.
They're
For
so
shame.
similar.
For shame.
Okay, so there's a lot going on in this episode. I mean, we're talking about aliens. We're talking about werewolves, which this is a good point. Werewolf is actually a half man, half wolf. Were man, wolf, wolf. So if you think of like were pigs or were anything else,
You
that's-
jump to pigs automatically.
well,
huh?
I'm thinking of there's a video game where Sonic the Hedgehog turns into a werewolf, but they call him a werehog. So it's half human, half
Whatever.
hedgehog. And so they use the term incorrectly. That's my point.
Okay.
Where refers to a human hybrid,
Where
not a wolf hybrid.
Is a human hybrid, not a
So-
wolf hybrid. Yeah.
Sure.
If you were a werepig, you would be a human
Human
pig.
pig. And a man bear pig.
That's why they say were hybrid for a generic animal-human combo.
Yep. So that was your trivia for today.
Wow.
What did everyone think about this episode?
It was pretty good for
Yeah.
the first time seeing it.
Ah, yes, this is your first time seeing it. You were
I chickened out the first time.
Werewolf.
So, with it being your first time, scariness level?
1 out of 5, 1 being not scary at all, 5 being 3.
okay.
Smacking
Reminded me a lot of Van Helsing
Really?
with the werewolf. Just it looked a lot alike.
I've never seen.
Really?
I've never really been a big werewolf guy.
Me either. Of course,
Never
I've never
been
been a
super
guy.
into
Either.
That, I was going to say something, so I'm glad that you did.
Well, I gotta say, with the beginning, I, of course, always think, Jackie Chan, where you at?
Jackie.
Yeah. Orange
mean-
robes and everything.
Yep.
And you guys mentioned
Well, that
something
was a
about their
bad day,
sandals.
bad day, bad day.
Bad day, bad day, bad day. And I mean, they're not taking it by the hand of God, they're taking it by the fist of man. So,
Oh, the cliches in this episode.
I mean, Jackie Chan has 2 fists, and he is a man. So,
He also has 2 feet that he uses frequently.
Yes.
indeed.
There were lots of God references, mainly by the Queen, but like they seem to rely pretty heavily on they strayed from the faith and
Yep.
became worshippers of the wolf, and that was a little odd point to me. But hey, what do you do?
Well, I think Queen Victoria was a heavily God-fearing woman.
Oh, very
I think
religious.
that was an accurate portrayal.
Yeah.
You can think the way that she was brought up for that.
Yep.
As with most things, I would assume.
Well, yeah, no, but her mother was like kind of psycho about her bringing up, and she was like isolated from the outside world. And then like 2
The
weeks.
historian
Yeah.
over here.
Well, I just got really interested in Victoria, and then like 2 weeks after her 18th birthday, her uncle died, and then she inherited the crown, and her uncle was terrified of Victoria's mother becoming regent, so he like looked at her and said, "I am going to live until Victoria is 18," and he did.
And then immediately died?
Well, 2
Pretty
weeks
close
later,
after that.
Yeah.
pretty much, or a couple months.
Circumstance.
So
Interessante.
Victoria did not need any regent. She was of age. I mean, can you imagine being the monarch at age 18?
No, thank you.
No, I'm good.
Still a kid.
Yeah.
Would have been fun, but not responsible.
Right.
Have you seen The Young Victoria?
No, I haven't.
We should watch it.
Okay, do you have it?
I do.
Okay, excellent.
I can approve.
You would
It was
enjoy
quite
it.
good.
Back on track.
Back on track.
Scottish.
Scottish.
Scotland.
David
They let
Tennant.
To let him speak his natural brag.
Big. Which is
not
the
yours.
only
That was about
time
the worst Scottish accent I
the
could muster,
only
so.
time that he is allowed to do so.
Even when he says Jadoon platoon upon the moon, they don't let him
Did you
do
know
Scottish.
behind that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll get there.
We'll get there, yeah.
Fun fact spoilers for that. That's all right. You're fiddling with our Dalek. For those not watching on video, there's a
We have a Dalek. We have
Dalek
props
that's
today.
being messed with.
We have a Dalek Yahtzee here. we have some
Sonic
Very
screwdriver.
nice.
sonic screwdriver. That's the word that I was looking for.
His mic is like
For
super
shame.
powerful now.
I'm sorry.
For
Yeah, some
Yeah, our prop
Wubba
game
wubba
is strong.
things.
Our prop game is strong.
And a puppy.
And a puppers and a bear.
But I have to say, the Scottish accent was my favorite.
Oh yeah,
Favorite
definitely.
part of it, really. Like
Oh, we've been over hill and over
there.
dale.
we've been oot in a boot.
Oot.
Don't
No,
Oot in the
no,
boot.
don't do that. I was impressed by the fact that the first words that the doctor said in the werewolf's den thing was, "Oh, that's beautiful," not like, "Oh my gosh, we have to get everyone out."
Right.
Like he was so impressed with the werewolf or whatever the actual creature's name was. He said it, but I don't remember what it was because he said it super quick.
Lupin, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
kind of a theme with him too. Is the like, wow, this is amazing
Mm-hmm.
first, and then like, oh yeah, it's gonna do something.
Well, he knows how to appreciate things.
Yeah. Well, that being said, I thought it was interesting that he allowed everyone to open fire on it. Did you find that interesting? Because usually he's like, no guns, no violence, no anything.
I thought about that, but then also, I mean, it wasn't really something to be reasoned with. I think he realized that once it turned into a wolf, there was no coming back, really.
That's a fair point.
It's tough to say. I mean, I also think he recognized that there was nothing they could actually do to harm it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was more of like, if we argue, we'll all die anyway, so I'm going to let you sacrifice yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I think after that first guy, all of them knew they were done. I don't
Sure.
think anyone expected to survive that.
Yeah, all good
Which is
points.
interesting.
All good points. I thought that the line, "You've burned like the sun, but all I require is the moon."
Yeah.
Like, was that supposed to be scary, or was it supposed to be like epic, or what? What were they going on with that line?
The kid was kidnapped as like a 2-year-old from his parents. He
Yeah,
has
but
very
Russell T.
limited.
Davies wasn't. He wrote it.
Ooh,
Oh,
shots
Moose.
fired.
very limited context.
Well, I think it's the juxtaposition of moon versus sun.
You're blonde.
You know.
You're blonde. Your hair is like the sun. I am like the moon. Boo.
I liked the comparison to Bad Wolf. Like, you have some of the wolf in you. I sense it.
Mm-hmm.
That was okay. They could have.
That was good,
Maybe cut it
yeah.
a little shorter.
I appreciated that one.
I don't know.
Books, best weapons in the world.
Yes,
Love it.
that's a good quote. That's a good quote. I think there's a lot of Redbubble memorabilia with that quote on there.
Mm-hmm.
And Etsy as well.
And Etsy. Yes,
And library walls.
Yes.
Yes,
to-
that's very true.
Many a library.
Since
Maybe
we've
like
kind
that.
of passed the point, I have to point out that when he transformed, the guy broke werewolf code and didn't like get all muscly and rip through his clothes. He
Oh, well,
he
yeah.
slowly and carefully took them off because, as we all know, victory should be naked.
Yes, Victory should be naked. Please buy our t-shirts on Redbubble.
Just like my puppers when we take her
Redbubble.
collar off for
Redbubble.
recordings.
Because otherwise she'd just be jingle jangling all in the background.
Horses.
Like
Should be
jingle.
what?
Jingle jangling.
I can't think of anything appropriate that rhymes with jingle.
Tingle? Tingle, the
Jingle works, yeah.
the guy from
sensation you get in your
well,
hand.
I was thinking of the green guy from Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Oh wow,
Tingle.
that's a blast from the past.
Well, I have the Zelda thing,
Tingle.
the lenticular Zelda thing on my wall,
Oh my goodness.
which at some point maybe
Wow.
you all can see.
Well, apparently
Um,
Victory was naked because
yes.
Rose was, quote, naked.
That's
for
very
all
That was
true.
another-
And then she won.
Excuse my nakedness, Mum.
Yep.
And then after they won, yeah, she went back to her nakedness. So
Yep.
hashtag VSBN.
Well, she never
Victory
even
should be
got
naked.
fully clothed to begin with,
It's
so.
true.
Hashtag
Whatever.
VSBM. I like that. I like that.
BN.
BNN. Yes.
Not-
N.
It shouldn't be naked.
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 That's what my family friends from Oklahoma say.
Naked.
Naked.
Oh, yeah, naked. Yeah, because that's a
Ugh.
southern thing.
Naked.
That is a southern thing.
It's like they were naked.
I guess really the last thing that I had, I was really just watching this episode because it was a really fun episode to watch.
It's
It was fun.
engrossing. Thank you, Russell.
I agree.
It was very enjoyable
Russell.
all around.
You are hitting your stride. You're getting it.
Mm-hmm.
These are great. Keep it up. And he will.
Anyways, I feel like the Doctor was extraordinarily lucky that the diamond landed exactly the way it did at the end of that telescope thing, because he just like shoved it. And it. Do you also have something to say about that?
No, I'll wait till you're done, but I have like 15 question marks here that are all just a series of rapid fire questions
Oh,
that
absolutely.
I would like to ask the community at large and Russell T. Davies in
Absolutely.
particular.
I will let you, because
So-
I am almost done with that, where it's just basically like it's a focused ray of light that when it's in a prism, it also goes out, but it also gets less powerful as it gets refracted. So
Refraction.
Your dog is eating.
Don't worry, there's no water monster coming up behind us or something. That's a future episode. That'd be perfect.
water. No, that's amnesia.
Oh. No, the stinking waters of Mars,
My
my
puppy
least
just
favorite
wants to
episode in the
eat.
world.
Yes.
All right. So
He hasn't
to
had
It's not
try
a good
to
episode.
stay on
Yeah.
track.
So rapid
That's
fire
awful.
your questions.
Rapid fire
Go.
questions. First of all, the guy in the werewolf. I'm pretty sure as a child his name was Nick. Why? Because we first meet him in a cage. That's not a question. I just had to mention that.
Nick Cage.
Obligatory Nick Cage reference every episode. All right. They just knocked
Has that been every episode?
I've made at least 4 or 5. I know I try. All right. Usually it's like me muttering underneath all you guys talking. I'm just like, Nick Cage was here.
Easter eggs.
I'm going to have to re-listen to every single one of our podcasts just for that little tidbit.
I hope it's audible, but
It probably isn't.
to actual questions. They just knocked out the guards, these brutal, sadistic people that are like, we're going to kill everyone, and we're just going to knock out the Queen's guards. That's fine. They're all okay. The Wolf-A-Vision shots, that was a little, like, it was okay, but it was very bouncy to me. Like, we're going to make you feel like a wolf running along the corridor, because we want you to know what that's like. I don't know. The soldier's sacrifice, especially outside of the... Like, I got the married guy's sacrifice. It was a little dramatic, but he bought him some time. That poor soldier. They're like, oh, we're safe in this room. I'm going to stand outside this room and die brutally.
Yeah, I will agree with that one.
And the noises were a bit over the top, the ripping and the tearing and stuff. It was
All the chicken bones.
Crunching.
some bold choices, Rusty. All right.
That sticks. That name is going to stick.
That may have been the fakest diamond I have ever seen in my life.
It's a dollar
And
store
I'm
diamond.
sorry,
don't worry about it.
I'm pretty sure you can buy like
They-
glass diamonds that size at the dollar store.
Yep.
They
Yes.
on a budget.
They are on a budget. I didn't expect a real diamond,
They
but
have 2 sets and 3 actors.
I would have preferred if they had said like prism of some kind and just like made it glass. I don't know. That's all right. It's cool. Instead of like the rarest diamond in the world, because I'm pretty sure the rarest diamond is several times larger than that, and that's fine. All right. How in the world did the werewolf get out of that mistletoe room? Because they're like, oh, he can't get through the doors. He's allergic. And then they're like, now we're going to run out the doors and close them, because they do close them. And then he's just like, nah, I don't care anymore, and just bursts through them. The levitating moonlight, it just up onto the wall. It was weird. I didn't expect
At the very end.
I didn't expect moonlight to levitate nobody. Like,
Oh, right. Yeah.
maybe take him down, maybe transform him.
Yeah, because at the end, if you haven't seen this episode in a while, first of all, you should watch it before you watch this
Yes.
episode of the podcast. But what happens at the very end of the episode is they get into this room with a huge telescope in it, and they realize that it's not a telescope; it's actually like a magnifying glass, and it magnifies the moon's light down into a focused beam that they shoot at the werewolf in order to like kill it, basically.
Drown it in moonlight.
Drown it in moonlight. So
Too much of a good thing.
right. So what he's saying is, at the very end, they refract this light out of the diamond into the werewolf, and the werewolf levitates out in thin air while he's in that moonlight, and then he gets disintegrated or whatever. But yeah, so that's a good point, that you didn't realize that moonlight can do that.
Well, maybe it has to do with something with the alien inside of him.
Maybe.
That's just the way
Reacting.
that it reacts. Yeah.
That's fair.
Because, I mean, we're water. Mostly water. We drown in water.
We also float in water.
Yes.
It likes moonlight. It dies in moonlight. I mean,
70% water. That was a good quote.
Yeah.
That was a pretty intelligent quote from the Doctor. I think all the characters, in my opinion, showed unnatural intelligence, especially Rose. Like, she sees this thing, and instead of being like, oh my goodness, werewolf, I knew they existed, she's like, you're from another planet. I'm aware of these things. And the guy's like, oh, you're intelligent. Ha-ha.
I think that
Big
that
black
gets
eyes.
yeah
Yeah.
that goes with the territory, I think, for Rose, because she's seen so much of this now. Maybe she just kind of expects it. It's like, no,
well,
you're
nothing
not.
weird can happen unless it's an alien.
Yeah. Yeah.
False. Her mother.
Ooh,
Jackie's in a class of her own.
I like how they brought her into this.
I know.
Yeah,
I love that.
where it's like,
quote.
oh, she'd fight off the werewolf with her bare hands for this diamond, and she'd win. Anybody else have any comments about this episode? I know I ran dry.
His suit is brown.
His suit is brown, and so what we were saying before was when he wears brown, he's usually going in the future. Did he wear a brown suit in the cat hospital?
I thought so. Yeah.
Yes, he did. I had a note.
Okay.
Yep.
Brown suit in the cat hospital and brown suit here.
What does it mean? Maybe
So
it
they're
was just what David
inconsistent.
Tennant wanted to wear.
Maybe.
Maybe he was just like, I'm gonna wear my brown suit.
Maybe the green.
Developed the
I was gonna
rhythm
say
later.
green suit. The blue suit was out for dry cleaning or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. The Queen was a boss
Yeah,
She was.
and hid it, but she was a boss, which that was awesome.
I like what she said before she tried to kill the one guy. Like the correct form of address is Your Majesty. Shot.
Dead bald guy.
I think that was funny.
Angelo.
Dead Angelo.
Dead Angelo. Jen, you haven't said much on this episode. What are your thoughts?
I was just mainly like taking it in. Rose's tongue acting. It's
back. It's back.
Oh, it gradually got better throughout the episode, but in the TARDIS in the beginning, it was just like, girl, I thought we had improved. Like, you
Bite
had a
my
relapse. Go back to Addictions Anonymous, please.
Wow. They have a hotline for that kind of thing?
1-800
should be.
tongue acting.
Yep.
There you go.
I don't know. I didn't have much that we didn't cover. I was thrilled that there was a Scottish accent from David Tennant.
Scottish accent.
But otherwise, yeah, the running joke, the child is naked.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
But that's about it.
Oh, this is a good point of I don't know why this reminded me of this, but Torchwood.
Yes.
Torchwood. How could we
This-
forget?
This is the episode that all of that Torchwood talking, it kind of culminates because Queen Victoria says, "Oh, we need to create an institution to save Great Britain from this outer space problem, other world issues." And so, all of the Torchwood hints and stuff like that actually come into a physical form in this episode, and I think that that's one reason why I really like it.
In a later episode, when they're trying to fight off, I forget what, but and we see Martha in an institution. Is it the same building? Because if I remember correctly, it's a rundown manor. So
We're gonna have to take a look. We'll have to see.
I think I don't know.
We'll have to see.
It is interesting. I mean, like we mentioned several episodes ago, it's an anagram of Doctor Who.
Yes.
So, I mean, she named her institution to fight the Doctor after the Doctor.
Yep.
Irony.
Well, that's just the in the lore of Doctor Who
Yeah.
as a TV show. It's not like an actual thing that happens in the canon of the universe.
I still think it's ironic that she kind of named it after the Doctor.
Yeah, certainly. In a odd breaking the fourth wall kind of way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sort of.
Well, if no one else has anything else for this episode, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
So thank you so much for joining us today. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up or check out our Patreon page, which I should update, actually. Put these up on Patreon. If you'd like to support us, please donate to that. That really helps us out. But until next time, we will see you later.
See you later. As
Bye.
the doctor says, monkey monk monks.
What?
Nick Cage.